To your question earlier about like how did you make the player feel powerful, it's like powerful player. The Terminator's not kiting bad guys into doorways. The Terminator is running around just slaughtering people. You know.
Yeah, kind of creating an analogy for that. We always call Doom combat like combat chess, and so you know at a certain point you kind of get there and you're like, okay, we've got the chessboard, we've got the pieces, and we've got some basic rules, but we hadn't determined like what are the rules for how the pieces move. So everybody was just kind of moving all over the board, all random, and it was just like this just it doesn't work. It's not fun. It's just so kind of developing the rules for each individual piece, and having those play then into the whole. That took the whole project. I mean, we never stopped working on that and making it better.
It reminds me too of, and we'll kind of go both your questions. Like take the zombies for example, the tier 1 zombies. Like we had a period when we wanted to, that changed so much, where they were threatening and then they weren't threatening and they were threatening again, and where we landed, and I think none of these opinions are wrong. It's all subjective, you know what I mean? Because people were saying like, hey, these zombies are chumps, like they're not a threat at all. This is going to be boring. Because yeah, you make an AI, you expect them to be threatening. Our zombies are, I mean, they can give you a good whack, but they're really not. It wasn't about them being cool or being formidable. It was about you feeling cool killing them, and I think that was actually something that Kurt said once, which I really liked. But the analogy was that those are the white belts in a Bruce Lee movie. I mean, that was big. You know what I mean? You got to have that dojo full of white belts, that white belt class that the hero just beats the shit out of. You know what I mean? Right. And they just make you feel cool because you're just like mowing through these guys, and then the Mancubus shows up. He's the black belt. You've got plenty of black belts walking around, but like you needed to, and I think that was the thing that I loved about Doom so much, is it was fully committed to like one vision, again, to just make you feel like a badass, and the amount of design choices that we made, and in that case to, in a sense, dumb down an enemy type, just all in the spirit of making you feel better. Those are good decisions, because the guy who wants to beef up the abilities of the, whether it's an AI program or something, who wants to beef up the abilities of the zombies, the white belts, because currently they just kind of shamble and go, he's not wrong. I mean, he's totally right. Like, yeah, they aren't a threat, but like that's what works for the sort of the whole power fantasy that we were trying to create. And there were, what he's saying about like how they chase you and stuff. There's another one. I don't know how many times we would sit in meetings where like, because it would go up and down, like, because it would be right. You get skate park right, and then all of a sudden you'd play one day, like turn a play test, and everybody starts chasing you again, and you start running backwards and shooting, and you're like, you felt like you were being chased by a pack of dogs. So then we tune it more and go back. So just really finding.
Back to putting you on your heels. I mean, like when all the AI attacked you, your first instinct was to run backwards and just shoot into the pack, and you just gotta train them around the arena, and it was just like, this is not it. It definitely went up and down.